everybody, it's Coco here. Really excited for today's video. I can officially say I have, as of now, completed my horse collection. They're not up there yet, they're still in their packages, but I have officially secured all of the horses I needed to complete my families. I'm so excited about that. That doesn't mean I'm completely done collecting. There's still a few models that I would like to get, I would like to have. I don't have a lot of ponies. That's something that I was never really interested in collecting. When I was younger, I guess I was like, ponies aren't cool. I want big horses. But now that I'm older, they're cute, okay? I like ponies. If I would have the option now to have, a horse or a pony, I would choose a pony. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's just fun. I think I'm aged out of the point kind of where I would really want to be serious and get invested into like riding horses and doing things with horses. So I think I would actually not mind having like some ponies, and I could brush them and dress them up. There's this one lady I see on YouTube that has ponies. She used to ride horses, but she can't now. And she has like little ponies that she just like dresses them up and dresses them in costumes. She did one recently where she had two of them and she dressed them up like Glinda and Elphaba. I just thought it was so cute. I was like, I would love to just have a pony and dress it up. But there are some models that I would still like to add. Of course, still sticking to my rule of 2012 and earlier. I have another video about that coming up soon where I'm going to address why I only collect the vintage models and why I'm opposed to getting the newer models with comparisons and everything. Another side note, I would also like to thank you guys for 100 subscribers. I can't believe that came so fast. I've only been doing this for like a couple months and I already have, I think last time I checked, as of this video, it was like 120 something. So that's crazy. I never expected that to happen. So thank you guys for enjoying my content. And more stuff to come for sure. I've got a lot of projects in the works. Talking about the 2026 horses, of course, with my explanations of why I only do vintage Schleich or just older Schleich. Can't really call them vintage. But and also a giveaway, so stay tuned for that. Lots of stuff coming. And speaking of, the vintage antique conversation, I've seen other videos and comments on some people's content, and you guys like to, I'm not saying all of you guys, you probably just don't know, so I just want to clarify something. A lot of people like to call the older models, like the 2000s, 90s Schleichs, you call them like the antique Schleichs. Got my antiques shirt on today. I have quite a few of these. I actually do collect like historical artifacts, antiques, lots of vintage items. Most of like my glassware, bakeware, cookware is, this is vintage Angkor hocking from like the 80s, 90s. I collect a lot of older pieces. I do have some antiques. If you guys would like to have a video of me showing all of like my horse related vintage finds, antiques, I would be happy to do that. But I just wanted to clarify a distinction. Something cannot be classified as antique unless it is 100 years or older. So if this is current 2025, something would have to be from 1925 and earlier to be considered a true antique. I do have quite a few antiques, some of them horse related, some not. But if it's not antique, you have to say vintage. So like the early 2000s, 90s Schleichs, since it is 20 years or older, that's when you could classify something as vintage, not particularly antique. It's just a little pet peeve of mine. Sorry to be that person. You probably just didn't know, so I'm just letting you know. You can call the older Schleichs vintage Schleichs. That's why I usually advertise. I have a lot of like vintage Schleichs because some of my models are from, 2005 and older. That's like the cutoff for vintage. So the next year, 2006 and older, that will be the cutoff for vintage Schleich. So that's why I kind of like brand it as I collect a lot of vintage Schleichs, and there are plenty more vintage models I would like to get my hands on. A lot of like the 90s models. It's a piece of history. It's really cool. I think it's just nice to, as someone who likes collecting history, this is a piece of history, I don't even think the Schleich company was founded until like the 40s or 50s, something like that. I would need to classify, or I would need to like fact check myself on that to like make sure the classification is right. But yeah, so I mean, Schleich's not even like an antiquity kind of company at this point in time. It won't be until like 2050-ish, if that's when the company was founded. I'll have to look it up. I don't know for sure. But then you can start calling like some of those earlier Schleichs antique, but not the 2000s models. It's gonna take a long time. I can't do the math in my head. But if you do collect, this is kind of why I'm a big proponent of collecting vintage as well. Like a lot of like the vintage glassware and stuff that I have, it's not considered antique yet. But if you get something that's vintage, take good care of it, keep it throughout time, then you will one day have an antique. And I think that's just a cool thing to curate and protect history. It's cool. I like things like that. I always go to antique shows and going around to places like that. I love a good antique store. That's like my bread and butter right there. But that's just a little thing that's been on my mind that I've been wanting to address, because it strikes a nerve in me when I hear people calling them the antique Schleichs. Now, I've not seen a lot of people do that. Some people do call them the vintage, but you can't say antique. I'm sorry. It's just, you can't say antique. But yeah, enough of that. I got my sweet tea here. I'm gonna flip the perspective around. I've got my new lights, which I think really help to show the models a lot better. I've got quite a bit of packages here. I've been saving up a lot of packages to open for you guys. So I'm gonna get the perspective flipped around and we'll get into the unboxing. Very excited for that. Okay, I've got my camera tripod here in front of my chair, so hopefully I don't knock it on accident. I just didn't know the best way to kind of, I just thought it would be nicer to see kind of like a close-up view of everything. So here's all my packages. Most of these are just models I was missing, but some of them are, I think like 1 or 2 were duplicate replacements for models I wanted to get better condition ones for. So I'm really excited. There's also some models in here that I didn't have yet, which I'm really excited to open. Some that were on my list of ones that I wanted. An opportunity presented itself and I had to snatch it up. So this is one I peeked at, if you can't tell because it's already open. But yeah, they just kind of threw him in here. No wrapping or anything, but he is so precious. So this is the 2009 Shetland Pony Stallion? Gelding, my bad. And he is just so sweet. So I had the Shetland Pony Mare, but I did not have this guy, and he is just adorable. Like I said, I never wanted to collect the ponies. I don't know why. I just always was against ponies for some reason. But I got him now and he's so precious. Really happy to have this guy. I got him for a really good price too. He does have some ear rubbing, which is okay. But look at that sweet, sweet little face. Oh, he's precious. See, this is what I mean when I say I would really like to have some ponies. Like in real life. I think they're so cute. Okay, on to the next one. Oh, I got this around Halloween. So, I guess she put it in a little Halloween box for me. That's so, oh, that's a good timing. So nice. So cute when the sellers really want to, I don't know, make it festive. Put a little nice message. So this is really convenient. It just so happened to the next one be the baby. So now I have the whole family, all the original Shetland ponies, 2005. So this guy's 2005, he is vintage, 20 years old. It's crazy to think that, you know, you hold this in your hand and it's 20 years old. So precious. I know this guy, or this mold, has a repainted version, or like a new release version that's like a Pinto gelding. I think it was around 2010 or so that they released a repainted version of that one. I would like to get the repainted version, but as far as this mold is concerned, this was the original coloring that was released. Really cute to have all the little Shetlands. At the end, after everything's opened, I'll get all the families here like I did last time, and we'll have everybody all together. So sweet. Okay, on to the next package. See, I like when they take care to wrap the models. Like this guy was really just like tossed in that bag. I mean, I know some people don't really care to preserve the integrity of the models, but as a collector, it kind of just like irks me when it's like, please take care of my package. Like whatever this is, I like that. It's interesting. I don't know which one this is. Oh, okay. So precious. So this is the, I think it's Halflinger gelding, 2003. Halflinger, Halflinger, not sure. I think it's Halflinger. But the gelding, I have the mare and the foal lying down. So now I have the gelding. He just has a couple of, I think you saw, body rubs. I can probably get that off with alcohol. That looks like a paint. Maybe I can. Yeah, I can probably get it off with alcohol wipes. But he does have a little side rub, so that's fine. He's still cute. I think I got a really good deal on him. And as long as like the face looks really good, that's what I care about mostly when sourcing a model. And if I can find with the tag, that's great too. I did see one option on eBay for this guy that had a tag, but it was like $30. I think I got this one for $8, because I think he was advertised as a Shetland pony. So I don't think the lady knew what she had, even though this is a Shetland pony and he's clearly bigger than a pony, but I don't know. I got a good deal on him and he's really sweet. I like his mane that comes over his face is cute. I love the shading on him. So detailed. I love this era of Schleich, the early mid-2000s models. They just really took such time and care into the painting, presenting how, you know, the models looked, the small little details that you don't think about. Some of my older models too will have like veining details, like veins on the face, around the stomach. Just really sweet. I like him, he's so cute. And I'm glad to have him in my collection. This one I have not opened yet, so I'm going to tear that open real fast. I think I know which one this is. Okay, yes. I'm super excited about this guy. All these horses in general are so hard to find. This is the Akaltek. I know I'm not saying that right. I watched a video of how it's pronounced one time, but it is like a foreign language, and I unfortunately only speak English, and it's hard for me to say, but this is the 2011. He does have some marks. It's the only thing, but I know I can probably get these off with alcohol. The mare that I got as well had markings, and I got them off with alcohol, no problem. So marks like this are easy to remove with alcohol. In my experience, just don't like rub so hard that you take off the paint. But never put alcohol over a mark like this, because that is a spot where the paint is missing, and if you do, you will just make it worse. So only for like lighter colored models that have like dark marks on them, it's usually pretty easy to remove, in my experience, but you know, do it at your own risk. He is so cute, you guys. I love it so much. Oh, is it a he? He, she, I don't know. It doesn't matter. He's a baby and he's so cute. But these guys are very, very hard to find. And that's kind of another reason why I got one in the condition I did, because he doesn't have paint missing, which is always a plus. It's really hard to find ones that don't have paint missing. Marks, I can see if I can work with it, but if like all the face marking is rubbed off, you know, that's hard to fix. I'm not an artist or anything, you guys, so I can't fix issues like that. He's a little wobbly. He looks like he needs, oh, it's this leg right here. He looks like he needs a little bit of leg rehab. I do know how to fix that. But other than that, he is so precious. And I'm glad to have all this family, because this family is so hard to find. So now I can say that I've got the stallion mare in the foal. Super excited to have all of them. So that's that little guy. On to the next one. Let me unwrap her out of her trappings. So this is the 2004 Clydesdale mare. This was one, she was really hard to find in good condition. You know, no face rubbing, minimal ear rubbing, just a little bit of rubbing right there. It took me forever to, there's lots of this model available on eBay, but I'm just really particular about the body quality of a model that I want to get, especially the vintage models like this. And apparently, of the longest time too, I was hesitant because it looks like there's a lot of, to me it looks like rubbing, the way that her coat is. But from my research into like stock images of this mold and everything, that's just apparently the way she was painted. So that's not really a rub. But this back here, this is absolutely like a rub mark. But this is just kind of how she was painted. I don't know why. But everything else besides that rub is like perfect. The feet are perfect. Her face is adorable and perfect. I love draft horses. I know I said I would have ponies if I, had an option between a horse and a pony, but if I had an option between like a draft horse and a regular horse, I would go big horse every chance I would get. I just love my big horses. I don't know, I always have. They've always been my favorites. Even if I wouldn't ride them, I would just, again, like the ponies, I just want to like brush them and dress them up and just pet them, and I don't know, something about them. But she is so precious, and I'm happy to have all of the original Clydesdales now. And of course at the end, I'll get everybody out and we'll have the little family reunion. I think I'm gonna save that package for last. It's very exciting. Or I think you guys are gonna be really excited about this. So this one, that was loud. I've not looked at her yet, clearly because she's still wrapped, but this is a replacement, I know for sure. I'm really excited about it because she's one of my favorite models. Look at her. She's beautiful. So this is the 2000 quarter horse mare. I love her so much. She's got a little nose rub right there, which is okay, I'll take it. But I'll get my other one out in a second, but she looks so much better than the quarter horse mare that I have. Wow, like night and day. Mine is really, like, she's raggedy, like she's a little ragged. But this one is so cute. I think I always called her Daisy when I was little. She just looks like a daisy. Little Miss Daisy. So precious. I love her face. See, this is what I mean about like the older ones having like veining. That's what it kind of looks like right there. A lot of detail was put into these earlier models. Rib detail. The sculpting is just, they don't do sculpting like this anymore, I mean, yeah, the paintwork probably could be a little better because he's also like an earlier model, but they started to do more like hair texture with this because he's 2003, The early 2000s, 90s models that I have, they're very smooth like this, but they started to, put more textures onto the sculpting, and it really just kind of added to that realism. And, I don't know what they're doing nowadays, but, I'll save those comments for my 2026 horses video, which that will probably be the video that I do with the giveaway. But I'm super happy to have all of these. Oh, they're all so cute. I love the little baby. So precious. Gosh, I choked on that word. They're all so precious. I really can't decide. But I think you guys are going to be really surprised with these. Wow, she packed this box like really well. But I can feel somebody's in there and somebody's in here. And the rest is just paper because there's only two. Wow. So check her out. I think you guys know which one this is, and you can probably guess who's in the other package. So this is the 2013 Fjord Mare. I know getting these guys kind of breaks my 2012 rule, but I really just had to have them. I love her little face. It's so sweet. She's very detailed. I got a good deal on the both of them. Let me get the other one out. Yep, and here is her stallion. So I got a really good deal on both of these. He has a little bit of nose rubbing and a little bit of ear rubbing, but you know, it's okay. I'll take it. I'm just really excited to have these guys. I know they're very sought after. A lot of people like the fjords. People just go crazy for them. I don't know why. They're not really my favorite, but I do know from a collection standpoint, these guys are very highly sought after collectibles. The foal, I would get the foal, but he is impossible to find. Most of the listings I see for the foal are from other countries. Like I'd have to get him from Australia or the UK or something like that, and I don't feel like paying import fees right now, to be honest. I spent a lot getting all of these guys. This is one of my most expensive purchases to date, and I still got a better deal on both of them together than I feel like people pay individually for just one. So I'm really excited that an opportunity came up to get these guys, and I just snatched it up. If you want some really cool, unique stuff, this seller, I'll put a little pop-up of the page on eBay, but this seller has a lot of really cool items right now, a lot of like older models. I had most of them, I just didn't have these. Something else that I want to get that she has is the Shetland pony mare and the carriage from like 2005, I think is what it was. That's something it's on my wish list, but she has one of those she's selling for like $80, and you know, I could get it, but after getting all of this, I need to pay down my credit card some, and then maybe one day I can pick it up. But yeah, super happy to have all these guys. So I'm gonna like pop out real quick and go get everyone's families, and I'll be right back. All right, you guys, so the gang is all here. Oh, except for my old quarter horse mare. I'll grab her in a second, but I just wanted to get the aesthetic shot real quick with everyone all together in their little families. So cute. So this has been my mission. This has been kind of the whole reason why I started doing this, was so I could see all the little families together. Just makes me so happy, it really does. So I'm gonna go move these guys to the back. Their family is not complete now, so that's another mission. So let's start with these guys in the front. Of course, this is the laying down foal from 2004. I love this little baby so much. I miss when Schleich used to do, you know, fun poses. They don't really do like grazing poses or, you know, laying down, rearing. They don't really do, I'm not going to talk about the 2026 horses in this video, I promise, but they don't really do fun poses anymore. And then this is the 2005 mare, and now I have the 2003 gelding. So this is like the original little halflinger complete family, without getting into like a lot of the 90s, 80s models. They didn't really used to do kind of complete families before this point. They just kind of did like one-off models, you know, like one Frisian or one halfling or one Icelandic. They didn't really focus on doing like the complete families until really kind of this era, the early 2000s, mid 2000s was kind of the start of Schleich really kind of honing in on the, yeah, we're gonna do families now, like have the whole little family, which I always really liked. But here's my little halfies, so cute. I love the shading, I love how they look together. I like the mare's mold a lot. She is really precious. I love her, like her conformation, how she's walking, the detail on her tail. She looks really sweet with her baby. I could see them out in the pasture with her baby just like laying in some grass, and she's just like walking around, chilling. He just looks so cute. A sweet little family. I need to make him a green now so he can match his family. Really happy to have those. Okay, on to these guys. So I think they're all, okay, he says 2010, but I believe the mare in full are 2011. Yeah, she's 2011 and the foal's 2011. So here is their whole family now. Really happy to have these guys. I know the stallion is not so hard to find compared to the mare and foal, but the mare and foal especially are really hard to find, really expensive. I got very lucky with her. I got her for maybe like $5 because she was just in like a box lot. I don't think the seller really knew what they had. She doesn't really have a lot of rubs except for the nose, but my other grazing Shire mare also has nose rubs, so that's kind of to be expected. I love the ribbing detail on these guys, and I like how they're kind of like pearlescent, almost shiny. Like the brand really kind of did something unique with these guys especially. Like you can really see it with this one. Kind of like he's shiny almost. I don't know how to describe it. And not like in a like, oh, plasticky kind of way. Like if you look up pictures of these guys, this breed in real life, they do kind of shine like that. I don't really know how else to describe it. So a really nice attention to detail that the brand did when they created this line for this breed. Even the baby is a little shimmery, kind of like that. I need to wash him. That's something that I do after all my unboxings with like my newer models. I do wash them with, just mild soap, just, germ aspect of it. And then, if any of them have marks like this, I try to get them off as best as I can. She had some marks like that, and you can still kind of see remnants of the marks here and there, but she looks a lot better than she did. You could almost say she's pretty close to original quality, and only if you look really close will you see some of the marks, except I couldn't get that one off. It just wouldn't budge. So if I can get them off of the baby, that's great. If I can't, he's still cute and I love him anyways, because he's really hard to find. Unless I want to get him from Australia, and I do not have Australia money right now. So, really happy to have that little family. Okay, let's do the little ponies now. So this is the mare that I had. She is 2004, and I think the baby 2005. So they did her, and then they gave her a little matching baby the next year. I think it's so cute that he matches his mom. And then I guess 5 years later, they gave her a stallion for the family. They're all so cute. So I officially have some ponies now. I cannot wait to start dressing this guy up. Look at his eyes. They're just like so big and beautiful. He is so cute. I love him so much. because she just always looked a little devious to me. Like, she looks mischievous, like, you know, she's up to no good. She's gonna get, you know, in trouble. And then the baby, oh, so cute. Love him so much. I want to get the Dartmoor ponies for sure, and the Icelandic ponies for sure. I know there's other ponies that Schleich have done in recent that are kind of around, like the 2013, like the Welsh and the Fell ponies. I'm on the fence about if I want to get one or not. I would really need to just look at more videos and content of other people showing the ponies to justify if I really want to get them or not. Move them back here. All right, the Clydesdales. So this is the 2009. He's a gelding. I don't think they're gonna fit on here. They're too big, but I will try. It's gonna be a tight squeeze. 2009, the gelding. 2004, mare. And then the 2009 foal. So they really waited 5 years to give her a family also. But now she's got her baby. Super cute. They fit really well together too. I like that. That's how I'm gonna put them on the shelf. Right next to each other like that. And of course she'll have to get something with gold hardware to match her family. Really sweet. I love these guys so much. But this guy, 2009, you know, late 2000s, I guess he's technically, just the quality, attention to detail is just not like this anymore. Look at his little face. I love him so much. This is one of my favorite Schleich horses, is this Clydesdale. And I love how they did him justice with a short tail, because the 2012 Shire mare, I cannot stand the little like rat tail they gave her. I'm sorry, I know a lot of people like that, and even she has a short tail, but it's not like a skinny little rat tail. I don't know why they did that to that horse. Every time I look at her, I feel so bad. Like, they really did you dirty with that tail, girl. But yeah, it's nice to see like a full realistic tail like these horses would have if it was cut short. You know, they still have hair, like, unless she's just kind of balding. Like, I don't know. Poor girl, I feel bad for her, but yeah, enough about that. I'll save it. I keep saying I'm saving all my nasty comments, and, you know, even though I say, you know, what could be considered negative things about the brand, I do still love the brand. I mean, clearly, you know, look at me now, like, I'm oohing and awing over all these cute little horses, and I love them, but that doesn't mean I hate the brand. I really do love the brand. I love the ponies. I think everyone is, well, all of these, they're so cute. It's really just disappointing to see what's happened in recent years. And again, I'm just gonna save my comments. But quarter horses. So Schleich, unfortunately, kind of did a one-off with the quarter horses around this time, which I think is so, so disappointing. I know they have newer quarter horses, but I'm not gonna get into that. But this guy, he's from 2008. One of my absolute favorite Schleich horses of all time. His coloring, his conformation, everything is just unparalleled. Like, there is no other horse that Schleich has made, will ever make, that just looks like him. Let me take his halter off. You can really see his face, because that's one of the best parts about him, really, is, you know, his face. At least in my opinion. Look at the shading. Look at the detail. I could go on and on about this horse. I love him, I love him, I love him. He is beautiful, he's precious. I love just how multi-dimensional he is. I think I don't even know like kind of what color they were going for. I think he's like a roan, like a strawberry roan, something like that. But just absolutely beautiful. They do not color like this anymore, like at all. Like, they do not do shading, coloring like this. Like, there will never be another. I'm gonna save my comments. So this quarter horse is from 2008. It took them 8 years to do another quarter horse, and we never got a foal. So disappointing. They deserved a foal. They really did. I love quarter horses. I might be a little biased because I just grew up around, you know, southern US, Texas. There's quarter horses everywhere you look. Everybody's got a quarter horse. I will clarify, I do not like or agree with halter horses. If you know what that is, if you know, you know. If you don't, you know, don't make yourself sad and look it up. I don't agree with that. This is, in my opinion, like, you know, an average, good standard quarter horse. And the detail I like about him the most is like his, I forgot what the technical term of this is, like his rump, like, is a little muscular. Like, he is a little muscular, you know. A quarter horse at its core is like a very muscular, powerful horse. Like, they do work, you know, historically they were bred to like run cattle and, you know, things like that. Like, it is a workhorse. Like, they are strong and powerful. But the halter horse thing, people took it too far. Like, it's like English bulldogs. That's like the best analogy. A halter horse is to a quarter horse how a French bulldogs and pugs and all that is to dogs. So I really like that. And even with her, you know, you can see that, you know, hindquarters, that's what it is. The large hindquarters, like, she's very, you know, muscular, powerful. Like, the brand used to take very good attention to detail when it came to like breed standards and representing, you know, a breed. Like I was saying about these guys, like making them kind of like pearlescent and shiny. Like, if you look at these horses in real life, they are very pearlescent in appearance and, you know, very slender with like the visible ribbing, which is just breed standard for these guys. So it's nice to see that such small little details were taken into consideration when making these horses. Let me go grab off my soapbox, sorry. Let me go grab my old one and show you guys the difference in condition. Okay, it's really sad to see, but here is OG Daisy. I have honestly probably had this one since it came out, 2000. That's something else that, I wonder if her feet were repainted, because a lot of my older ones, they have this marking on the feet, which I'll save that for my video as well. But yeah, she's very well loved. Let me just say that. Like, she was very played with, very well loved. I don't know how else to describe it. Oh my gosh. I knew she was bad. Like, I knew her condition was bad, like borderlining on terrible. But seeing, like, even with the minimal marking this one has, like the freshness compared to, I'm so sad. I loved her though. She was one of my favorites, you know? And anyways, well, now this one will be moved to the pile. She's kind of sticky too. I don't know. I guess she needs a bath. But she'll be moved to the pile of horses I'm saving for my kids after I wash her, because I don't know why she's like sticky. But yeah, she has been demoted and she has been promoted to shelf quality models. But yeah, come on, Schleich, I wish you'd make better quarter horses, because as a quarter horse lover, it's just sad that this is all we have. Because the new quarter horses, you know, again, I'm not going to get in there. Like, I know I could collect the new ones, but it's not going to be like this. I've seen the pictures. I just know they're not going to be like this. And that's all I need to know. Okay, so now we're kind of at the end of the video, and I have one more little surprise just to kind of throw in here at the end. A little vintage surprise. I probably have not talked about it a lot, but my grandma passed away a few years ago, and she's the one that got me into Schleichs. She got me she's the one that got me my first Schleichs. I was born in 97, so this is kind of around the time that I was, you know, a child and into, you know, playing farm. And we lived in a farm, and I loved horses, always wanted to ride horses, pet horses. And, you know, around where I live, you can get Schleichs even still today at Tractor Supply. And, you know, having the farm, going to the feed store, they're always by the register. And they still probably are today. I've not been in a Tractor Supply in forever. But, you know, she was the one that got me into Schleichs and would always just go pick up Schleichs. And, you know, I had a collection at my house, and she would buy a lot to keep at her house, like, you know, horses, farm animals, everything. Like, we had a barn and we would play farm. Like, when we go over to grandma, it was like we're on the farm playing farm, you know. But my mom and I are starting to clean out her house, and I went digging through the closet in the room that we used to stay in when we were kids, and I got all of her Schleichs that she had. Over the years, I did take some of the horses, so she is missing some horses that I know I have taken. But like this, I don't remember if this was mine or if it was at her house. I'm not sure, but I was notorious for taking her horses and not bringing them back. So, but there are still some horses in there. But I will move these guys out of the way, and I will get her Schleichs, and we will kind of just take a look at those. If you guys don't want to see that, it's a lot of farm animals mostly as well. So if you don't want to look at the vintage farm animals, you know, thanks for watching, you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. But if you're curious to kind of see some of like the early 2000s, you know, Schleich farm life, then, you know, stay tuned, keep watching, and we'll check them out together. Okay, so I didn't have anything else to put them in when I was there, so I just kind of chunked them all in this bag, and I think I'm just gonna dump it out. Don't feel bad about me doing that, because they're all very well loved, you could say. Oh, explosion. All right. That was kind of fun. So I'm sure you can already kind of see some horses on the top. We've got some You know, some classics here. The Tinkers always were a favorite. And these are not going to be in the best of condition. They were very well played with. I mean, we took these guys outside and everything. You know, a classic, the Shire Mare, not very good condition as well. I'm mostly just gonna, random Arabian foal. I'm mostly just gonna save these guys for my kids to play with. Of course, they really need to get washed. Andalusian Stallion, he's always was a favorite. 2005, he's very pretty. Random cow, I think I have her cows here for the most part. I did take like the heifers. I got those here already. I think there was another horse, right? Oh, this guy, which I could have probably taken this one. He's not in bad condition. Well, I mean, his nose is a little, he's seen better days, but you know, the kids need horses to play with too. I can't take them all. So let's kind of get into some of the other stuff. I mean, most of you guys that are into horses, you know, you already know about all these guys over here. I could have swore that she had more pigs. And this is an old pig. I don't know exactly the date, but this is kind of like the old style logo. And this is what I mean about the blue thing on the foot. Old Schleichs, like 80s, 90s Schleichs, they always had the thing on the foot. I don't really know. He feels like interesting. He's a little bendy. But yeah, I don't know how old this pig is. I'll have to look it up. But and there's lots of little piglets. Lots of little piglets. And then we used to have like a mama pig. So I don't know what happened to the mama pig, but this is clearly the daddy pig. But we got these little piglets. They also do not have a date. They're also boy pigs, little girl pig. But they do not have a date. This was before, I guess, they started, you know, dating animals. So it's really cute to kind of see these little blasts from the past kind of things. Their faces look cute, but also like weird at the same time. I don't know how I feel about them. Like, I really don't. They just, I don't know. I don't really like pigs that much in general, but those are the little piggies. I'm gonna have to look up how old those guys are. There is one sheep. She is 2003 mama sheep. And then two little lammies. The lammies are cute. And they are also from 2003. So little mama sheeps and her baby sheeps, her little lammies. That's really cute. There's also a fox in here. He's really cool. I guess like the fox tries to come get the chickens. 2004 Schleich fox. He's seen better days, but you know, he's still really cute in the face. Little fox right there. There's also two squirrels. And this guy, I don't think that's a rub. I think that's like paint or something. I don't know. But, oh, it's on his tail. 2002, if you can see that. And this is like that old style. I wonder how old this one is. Very cute little squirrel. And of course, you know, the scale is like ridiculous because That is a huge squirrel. If this was like real proportion, this would be like a dog-sized squirrel right here. It's almost as big as the fox, but just, you know, the scale is not what's important. It's the cute factor, and I really do like this squirrel. Oh, look over here. Still can't see a date. I don't know, I'm really gonna have to like dig around and try to find out how old some of these guys that don't have a date are. I wonder when the brand started doing dates on their products. I don't know. Because I thought they always did a date. I don't know. But that's really cool to see like the old logos. He's got to be from like the 80s or something for sure. But like I said, my grandma was picking up stuff like this for a long time. A swan, very cute. I don't know, I can't find a date on the swan either. I don't know. It's gotta be like early 2000s, but really pretty. Really pretty swan. Really good condition considering how old it is and how it was just, you know, thrown in a toy box. This one is really cool because this was like a whole series that Schleich did about like the baby animals playing. So he is one of, I think, like 4 or 5 models of the baby animals playing. There's like an elephant and like a little monkey, 2003, things like that. It would be cool to get the other ones in that set since I've, you know, got that one. Lay down. Yeah, that's how he goes. I'm saving like goats and chickens for last because there's just lots of them. But this is a cool thing to see as well. So this is like a macaw, like the old macaw, 2000. So yeah, really, really old. Really pretty. I don't really know how Schleich's doing the birds nowadays other than like chickens, because they always do chickens, but it's interesting to see. I have one of these myself already, 2002. This is the Texas Longhorn. I bought mine a few, I guess 10 years back. It's not a few years, but I bought one myself as a collector piece. It's better condition, but this is the Longhorn cows. If you live in Texas like I do, you see these like every other pasture you pass. People got Longhorns. They're real popular to raise around here, and they look cool with their big horns. And this looks like a Saint Bernard. That's what it's called. Little Saint Bernard puppy. Bowing, play bow, 2005. It's really cute. I think they had more dogs at one point, my grandparents, but I probably pilfered them over the years. And then we got donkeys. This is the 97. Oh, my bad. 1989 is what that says. Donkey. He has seen better days, poor thing. And I'm not familiar with this donkey. I really don't remember it. This is the 2009 donkey. It's really cute. I like the woolly detail on it. For being 2009 and being tossed in a toy box like it was, really the paint held up very well. I'm very surprised with like some of these models, as old as they are, you know, the wear and tear on them is very minimal. Like, look at his little face, like all the details are still there. That's crazy that, you know, they really can stand the test of time like that. And then some of them just really cannot. This poor donkey. He's definitely seen better days. Poor thing. Let's hide him in the back. Hide him in his shame. Okay, and then we got lots of boar goats. My grandparents actually used to raise boar goats. If you know anything about, this one is missing a horn, anything about goats, down where I live, I guess, there's a thing called FFA, like the Future Farmers of America, and kids would have like a project animal to raise and show for competitions. And my grandparents would raise goats for these shows for kids to like buy and show in the competitions, and they would raise boar goats specifically. Sorry, I got something in my throat. Just a quick comment about the boar goats, because I should save it for my 2026 video, but I want to say it anyways, as someone who was raised around boar goats my whole life. If you have ever seen a boar goat, BOHER, that's how you spell it, they look exactly like this. They look exactly like this. Like, picture perfect representation right there. That is a boar goat. The 2026 boar goat that Schleich is advertising, that they're coming out with, I don't know who thought that was what these goats looked like. They do not. That is like the most awful thing. I saw that and I just wanted to cry. I was like, if my grandma could see this, she'd be like, what kind of goat is that? Because that is not these goats. This is picture perfect what these goats looked like. I mean, the face markings would vary, but they always had that distinct brown head, and it was always just like a clear cut off solid brown head with like the white body. And they even, you know, added a little dirty feet and whatever, some shadings here and there. But this is what they look like. The 2026 goats, I don't know who thought, they looked at a picture of a boar goat and they were like, oh yeah, that's what them goats look like. But no. That is like very nostalgic to see that little group of goats, and I can just like see them all out in the pasture, just like running around. And then we got chickens, 98 rooster, really good condition for 98. All these chickens look really good, to be honest. I guess these are like Rhode Island Reds or something. I think they're all probably going to be 98. I forgot what you call the white ones. Leghorn chickens, something like that. But these are definitely like Rhode Islands. And then the little chickies, really cute, 2008. So these chickies are a little newer, but these guys are all 98. Again with the blue dot thing. See, I wasn't just saying that. Like, old Schleichs, they did, even some of the older horses I have that are from 2000s, they've got the blue dot thing. I don't really remember what that meant, but, you know, these guys are 08, no blue dot. But look at these little chickens. They're so cute. Really good condition, considering how they were treated, these poor chickens. But yeah, I really like those. But anyways, that is all of the little vintage farm animals from my grandma's. I'm sure there's probably more. I feel like there's some missing that I can think of in my head, but I just don't know. Like, I think there was a ram with horns. There was for sure some more pigs. I don't know what happened to those guys. But that's all I could find at the moment. It's kind of a mess over there, so if I find some more things, I'll, maybe do like a shorts or something and show off some of the older, farm animals. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching today's unboxing and little vintage surprise haul. Stay tuned for my giveaway video coming out pretty soon. You do not want to miss that. It's gonna be in my 2026 video. You're probably gonna hear me make some of the same comments I made in this video, but it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a big thing. I'm really excited to do that. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.